Should you care about nonviolence? Well, do you like winning?
Strikes, protests, boycotts, media, mass participation. Excellent. Round 1. Fight.
Jokes aside, nonviolent civil resistance is deadly serious. It means citizens fighting against a powerful government or system using every strategy you can think of except for armed struggle. Let's say there's a government that's corrupt and harms its own people. Gene Sharp says there are several sources of power that the government relies on. All of them rely on one thing: public consent. The truth is, there are really unfair things happening all over the world every day, and there are very few people who are actually implementing those negative things. The reason they persist is because the rest of us go along with it. Maybe we give our consent ideologically because something in our worldview agrees with the way things are. Or maybe it's because we're afraid of what happens to the first few people that say no. The goal of nonviolent resistance isn't to change everybody's mind. The goal is for just enough people to stop cooperating that it creates a big enough disruption that the system has to change. There's a difference between nonviolence as a principle and civil resistance as a strategy. Nonviolence is a commitment to working for change without harming other people, both on moral grounds but also because it's more effective. Gandhi did a lot to advance nonviolence both as a philosophy and a tactic through his principle of satyagraha, which means holding fast to truth. He said violence inherently is an untruth because the people harming you aren't truly your enemy. The enemy is the system they participate in and the worldviews they hold that allow that to happen. And by resisting nonviolently, you're not defeating your opponent, you're redeeming them. We celebrate our troops, and rightly so, because of their willingness to sacrifice everything for a purpose. Being committed to nonviolence means you are ready to sacrifice all those same things, and indeed you have to if you want to make change. When you see someone and there is no hate in their heart or their words, they are not trying to harm anybody, and they are willing to sacrifice even their life for what they believe in, you can't help but be moved. Not only that, but it plants a little seed in your mind that maybe the situation isn't exactly the way I thought it was. This is a central strategy behind nonviolence. Civil resistance, on the other hand, certainly welcomes this changing of hearts and mind wherever possible, but they don't rely on it. Leaders of civil resistance are laser focused on one thing: cutting off the power to a harmful system. There are many tactics of civil resistance campaigns, from boycotts, strikes, sit-ins where you physically obstruct something, protests, dramatic demonstrations, advocacy, media strategies, all sorts of things. Erica Chenoweth says civil resistance movements are almost twice as likely to succeed as armed struggles. Societies recover faster and peace agreements hold longer. You need mass participation, incredible organization, planning, and strategy. You need training, discipline to stay nonviolent, especially when they are harming you. If you think nonviolence is for wimps, think again. The whole purpose is to expose your opponent's violence to a broader audience. That means you're going to get hurt. Are you willing to suffer? I ask myself that a lot. Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a topic for another video. Nonviolent resistance isn't a cure-all formula. It doesn't guarantee your success, but it does increase your odds. Thank you for watching.